Back, the UMD women's basketball team has already locked up the NSIC regular season title, but this team has their sights on a bigger prize. Before they get there, Mandy Pearson and company still have to take care of business these last 2 weeks, and that's what they were doing. Already up 9 points midway through first half. Mason Thiessen finds Lexi Cargie on the roll. Dogs up double digits. Next possession down the court. You don't go under a Mason Thiessen screen. 3-ball dies on the back rim though. Calls that a shooter's roll. Dogs up a Baker's dozen. Thiessen was cooking though in the first half. Easy right-handed layup. Smooth as soft butter. And speaking of smooth, Thiessen putting her defender on skates behind the back, takes the contact, lefty off the glass. Her bag is unlimited. She had 14 at the half. Taya Hakamaki adding one of her 3 threes. Just like that number. Bulldogs win big by 20, 72-52. And the men also hosted